All right. Hope everybody is having a good Wednesday afternoon. I'm not going to do my normal thing of inviting people in here. I'll just share it as throughout the day, and I'm not going to do my normal what it means to be Black in America in 2019 because I want this to be brief, and I want to knock it out and move on to other things. If you are not aware of what we're facing in 2019 moving forward, simply go to my Facebook page and look at my last live broadcast, which was about a week and a half ago. My name is Tamani Mwandani. I am the a contributing member to the Black Gold Nation movement. I am the direct revolutionary product of one Cardinal and Bayou Chewy, the Shrines of the Black Madonna, and indirect revolutionary project of one Reverend Albert B. Clegg, or as we called him in the shrine, Jaramogi Abebe Ajiman, who was the founder of Black Liberation Theology and founder of the Shrines of the Black Madonna. The title of today's live broadcast is We've Lost Our Ability to Dream and Ask What If, and It's Killing Us. We've lost our ability to dream and ask what if, and that is killing us. What do I mean by that? I mean that we don't ask the question of what's possible. We simply assume what can't be done, never do anything to try and achieve anything on a great level. So nothing really happens for us. I am not talking about small things like starting a business or opening a community center or starting a nonprofit. I'm talking about things that are going to change the power dynamic on the ground for our people, which will put us in a position to win. All of us will agree that most of us would agree that having political power is good, but we don't ask the critical question of how do we get it in a way that will allow us to run American cities. Most of us would agree that having a large amount of money to invest in the Black community is good, 100 million plus per month, but we don't ask, okay, how do we go about getting that? Most people would agree that we need to do something as a unified group to move ourselves forward, but most of us would make excuses as to why we don't come to, as why we won't come together. We personally won't come together. We simply use the excuse of what Black people won't do. So I'm saying because we don't ask that critical question of what if, we don't ask the critical question of we don't dream anymore as far as what's possible. So we never get anywhere on a scale in a fashion that's going to matter. So I want to pose 5 simple questions that, if properly understood, answered, and acted upon, could completely change the landscape for Black people in this country and around the world. 5 simple questions that, if properly understood, answered, and acted upon, that's the key part, and acted upon, could completely change the landscape for Black people in America and around the world. So the question, what if we had $500 million to invest in ourselves every single month? That's the first question. What if we had $500 million every single month to invest in ourselves? More importantly, let me change that. Could our communities benefit from $500 million per month? If you agree that our communities could benefit from $500+ million per month, what could we do with that? An organized group of Black people committed to serious change. Could we benefit from $500 million per month? Most of us would answer yes. Our communities could benefit from $500 million per month. That is the first question. Could we benefit from $500 million per month? Most of us would answer yes, most certainly. Second question, do we have $500 million per month to invest in ourselves? Could we benefit from that amount of money? Do we have that amount of money? Yes, we have that amount of money in spades. We gave the movie Black Panther $750 million in 1 month. We give the Black church on average $1 billion every month on average. So could we benefit from $500 million? Yes. Do we have $500 million? Yes. Third question, Do we have people who could properly manage 500 million per month? Do we have Black people on this planet who could properly manage $500 million per month? Of course, yes. As I've been saying for a very long time, Black people are not intellectually deficient in any way. Not only do I know these people exist, but we have these people in the Black Gold Nation movement. We had an election in July of 2017, whereby we put out the call to Black people nationwide for leadership. We said we're trying to build a nation within a nation. We understand that these are the critical areas by which our communities are being attacked and destroyed. Do you have expertise in these areas? Black people answered the call in large enough numbers that we were able to have an election by which we literally send Black people to a website to vote. So do we have Black people that could manage $500 million per month? Most certainly. Not only do we have those persons in this movement, but we already have plans to put that kind of money to use. That's the third question. Do we have people that can manage that amount of money? Yes, we do. Fourth question. Can we get our people to invest $500 million per month? This may seem like the kicker. That's where the logjam is. I believe, of course, the answer to that question is yes as well. The proof, I believe Black people are looking for something. My posts that I make on Facebook, I try to make them every day except for Sunday. I think my posts are proof that Black people are knowledgeable of what's been said by other Black people in the past. Knowledgeable, maybe not to the level of detail that a lot of us are, but enough of us know that something is not quite right with America. A lot of us know that we're not in a position where we should be and that we can protect ourselves and do our own thing. And most of us know that being able to do this is a good thing. So I think our people are looking for something by the responses I get from my posts, by how often my posts are shared, and by the comments that people make. And I don't post anything out of my own head anymore because there's no need for it. Anything that I would say has already been said by some Black person over the last 100 years in America or in Africa. There's nothing new that really needs to be said because it's already been said. And what's sad about it is that what's already been said over the last 100 years by a Black person about building for Black people or African people can still be said today because not enough has changed. So can we get our people to invest in that $500 million per month? I believe we can. If we can give $500 million to Disney and Marvel Studios to see a movie, we can give that to ourselves. If we can give $500 million to the church, then we can give that to ourselves. So it's not a matter of do we have it, it's how do we get it? We have it. I believe we get it by simply asking our people to get it. I'm sorry, to give it. That's the fourth question. Can we get our people to invest $500 million in ourselves? I believe we can because I think Black people are looking for something. And if given something to invest in, I think our people will do that. That is the fourth question. And the fifth and final question is, do you want to be a part of the solution to rebuild our communities on a global scale? That's probably the kicker. What I like to do is, because I communicate with Black people, African people, melanated people from around the world every single day, because I'm always looking for Black people who are ready to do something, because I communicate with our people all over the world every single day. I know that there are people who are ready to say yes to that question. Yes, of course. Don't be silly. Of course I want to be a part of it. But we make excuses as to why we believe being a part of that won't matter. We quickly say more often than not that Black people aren't ready, willing, and able to do. I take that back. We say Black people aren't going to do anything, so why bother? Black people aren't ready, so why bother? Black people don't want to be free, so why bother? Black people want to live under white supremacy, so why bother? Black people are a pain in the ass, so why bother? I hear all of that. And to most people who I reply to, people that I've already been communicating with, I say those things may be true. However, the future of our people depends on us doing what we can to make it happen. our children having a future worth living in this country and around the world means that we have to do what we can to make it happen. If we don't do what we can to make it happen, then it doesn't matter about all those Black people who don't want to do anything. If we have an understanding of what needs to be done and we don't do anything, then I think we're committing the ultimate sin, because we have an understanding, we have knowledge, we have the ability, but we're not doing anything because we think our people aren't ready. Unless you've asked all of our people, you can't say our people aren't ready. And sadly, what most of us fail to do, sadly, we don't take into consideration what's been done to Black people. So because we don't take into consideration what's been done to Black people, we are quick to write Black people off. You know, I've met people that have been trying to do something with Black people for a few months, maybe even for a few years, and we give up because we say Black people aren't ready. These niggas this, these niggas that, blah, blah, blah. But we don't take into consideration that our people have been subjected to 400 years of systematic oppression and terrorism. They're not going to be ready overnight. They're not going to be ready because you said something that makes sense. They're not going to be ready because you wrote a book. They're not going to be ready because you told them to go watch a YouTube video. We've been systematically conditioned to be anti-Black, and we are anti-Black. So we have to put things in place that will allow us to reverse that system. And we can never do that without the resources economically and without the intellectual capital that our people already have. So the title of today's live broadcast is We've Lost Our Ability to Dream and Ask What If, and It's Killing Us. 5 simple questions that if properly understood, answered, and acted upon could completely change the landscape of Black people. Those 5 questions again: could our communities benefit from $500 million of investment per month? Yes, of course. Do we have $500 million per month to invest? Yes, of course. Do we have people who could properly manage that money? Yes, of course. Can we get our people to invest $500 million a month? Yes, of course. It depends on how many you ask and how much you ask from them. What we do in this movement, we ask people to give a membership fee of $4 per month, an amount that most of us waste every other day, and 5 minutes per day. A lot of us are busy. I'm extremely busy. But even I, if I chose, could spare 5 minutes per day. We miss the opportunities because we think our people aren't ready, willing, and able to do. If enough of us, like the movie Black Panther, like the Black church, if enough of us gave a little bit in large numbers, then we have a lot more to work with. If a large number of us give a little bit of time, 5 minutes a day, then we have a lot more to work with. The last question is, do you want to be a part of a solution to rebuild Black communities on a global scale to move our people forward? Don't say what you think Black people won't do. Don't say what you think Black people aren't ready to do. Don't say what you think our issues are. Don't say what you think other people are thinking. If you're listening to this live broadcast, I'm asking you specifically, individually, what are you willing to do? I'm asking, are you ready? Because it's easy to say Black people won't do, so I'm not even going to try. And to people that say that to me, I ask them if they have children. Most of them say yes. Is there anything that you would not do to prevent harm from coming to your child? Of course, I'd do anything. Well, the life of your children, if your children are Black, is in danger. What are you willing to do? You working your job, you having your business, that's not enough. You being part of one organization, that's not enough. Your child is targeted by a system that has been firmly entrenched for hundreds of years, and they don't want your child to do well. The only thing that's going to protect your child from that system is a counter system that's implemented by people who look like your child. Period. Bottom line. If we don't implement our own system to protect our own children, then our children won't be protected. And that's why so many things happen to our children, because our children aren't protected. As adults in 2019, we know things are bad. We know what our children are up against, and we don't do enough to put them in the position to win. So what I'm saying is that we have to do what we can to regain the ability to ask what if and dream. Dreaming is not a bad thing. Good ideas start with dreams. Someone asked the question of what if? What if instead of giving $500 million to a recreational endeavor like the movie theater, what if we got enough Black people to give a small amount of money every single month and we gave that money to ourselves? What if we found the right black people who had the expertise that we needed intellectually to put ourselves in a position to train our people on the ground as to how to push back against the systems that are designed to destroy us? What if we built our own institutions and managed them ourselves? What if we got black people who are the majority in towns and cities around the country? What if we got them to vote politically and we were able to run and control an American city and our town? What if we did this 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 times and we were controlling multiple American cities and towns? What if that 500 million becomes 6, 7, 800 million and we're able to aggressively pursue the low-hanging economic fruit that exists in every black community? The convenience stores, gas stations, mini marts, nail salons, hair salons, grocery stores, all those businesses that other people run, that they've been running for years, all that revenue that flows through our communities, what if it remained in the community? You add that to the pile. What if we invested in businesses that are already, black businesses that are already profitable, and we shared in those profits? You can add that to the pile. What if we raised our children to be conscious and to put black first and to bring all of their talents to the black nation first? We invested in our children. We developed our children, and we benefited from the talents and creativity of our children. You can add that to the pile. What if we took a portion of that 500 million and we trained black people how to protect black people, then we gave them the equipment that they needed? All of these what if questions have very simple answers, but the answers don't matter if we don't have the right people who are ready, willing, and able to help us implement the answer. As I've been saying for a very long time, our people are not intellectually, physically, economically, or spiritually deficient or inferior to anybody. Anything anyone else can do, black people, not only can we do, we probably already done. But because we've been attacked by our own government, because the non-melanated world has attacked the melanated world, we lost, but we're still here. And I'm saying because we're still here, we have to do something. We have to not only ask the critical questions of what if, but we have to get those answers, and then we have to implement those answers from our own people. I don't believe there's a question on this planet that can be asked of a black person that we won't either have an answer for or we can't find a workaround for. I'm saying we have to ask those critical questions, and then once we get those answers from our people, we have to find a way to implement those answers. I have two brothers that I'm working with to bring on board to the Black Gold Nation movement. Both of them are highly intelligent, well aware, knowledgeable, capable leaders. They may not see themselves as that, but that's what they are. And their responses to me initially was, both of them said, I don't have time. One said, I don't have time and I'm not sure if our people are ready. But when I explained to him not only the significance of who he was, and I think why he's here on this planet, but I told him that a little bit of time from enough of us can create an opportunity that all of us can benefit from. So now these two brothers are very close to being a part of our national educational department because they have something that black people need. And I have two brothers who think that they don't have the time, but they actually do, because I've broken down to both of them what they could accomplish in 5 minutes per day. And of course, because they love black people and because they're intelligent, they're just frustrated, they will eventually get more than 5 minutes because they want to see our people win. We have to find people like that are ready, willing, and able to do. What we say in the movement is that we're looking for black people that have three things. They can still critically think and analyze. They are not afraid or won't allow their fear to stop them. And they want to be a part of a solution. That's who we're looking for. There is something for everyone to do in this movement if you want to do something. We're looking for people who want to do something. Lastly, in closing, those 5 questions. Could our communities benefit from $500 million of investment per month? Yes. Do we black people have $500 million per month? Yes. Do we have people who could properly manage $500 million per month? Yes. Can we get our people to give $500 million per month? Yes. Do you want to be a part of the solution to rebuild our communities and put our people in a position to have global power via the usage of that $500 million per month? I would hope that question is also yes, but I can't answer that. I'm looking for people who would answer yes to that question, because we have a lot of work to do and we know exactly what that work is. We are doing a lot of things in this movement to position Black people to win. We're doing things in this movement to position Black people to build power. And we're doing things in this movement to position Black people to own and control their environment, whereby we can dictate and determine what happens to our people. But we need more Black people who want to help us make this happen. So if you are such a Black person, you would answer in the affirmative to all 5 questions. You want to learn more about this movement, simply go to our website, blackgoldnation.com, click on About, read our mission. If you like the mission, go to our events website, blackgold-wakandarising.com, click on presentation and RSVP for our introductory presentation, A Nation Within a Nation. Everything we need, we already have. We're simply not connected and organized in a fashion that will allow us to use it. We are specifically looking for Black people in certain geographic areas around the country to help us put things in place so that we can move our people forward politically. And we are preparing ourselves to take power on a political scale in multiple towns and cities in America. And we need Black people to help us make that happen. And hopefully you're one such Black person. So please, 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 please share this video with 5, 10, 15, 20 Black people. Ask them if they are ready, willing, and able to do something. If they say yes, invite them to our website or send me their information. I promise you I will contact them. And let's stop making excuses about what we think Black people won't do. Let's stop making excuses about what we think Black people aren't ready to do. Let's decide individually for ourselves what we are willing to do. And let's put in some time to a solution that's going to do more than just pacify Black people. Let's put something in place that's going to protect our children for the next 100 years and put them in a position to build power. If that's you, let's move. And if not, please introduce me to someone that you know that is that Black person, so that we, myself and that person, we can move. So thank you guys very much for being part of the live broadcast. I appreciate it. Please like us on Facebook, follow us on Facebook, like us on YouTube, follow us and subscribe on YouTube. Click the bell, as they say. So that we can help make this thing bigger, better, and stronger, so we can put our people in a position to win. Again, everything we need, we already have. We're simply not organized and connected. And being organized and connected is as simple as asking another Black person, do they want to be organized and connected? And then connect them in something that's already organized. And then we go from there. So thank you very much. You guys have a wonderful day. God bless. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.